This is a Dirt Trax exclusive.
On the tiny little main street of the tiny little town of Tashomingo, Mississippi, lies a monster of epic proportions. The largest of its kind, in fact, and not by a little bit. As far as CFMOTO dealers go, there are none bigger than Main Street Cycle. Tashomingo boasts a huge population of 350 people, and yet that town is home to the world's largest CFMOTO dealer. Steve Crane, a soft-spoken guy with a serious demeanor but kind and welcoming personality, grew up riding ATVs and dirt bikes with his brother. His passion for off-road riding and racing led him to turn that passion into a business.
When me and my brother was young, my dad and mom kept us in something to ride all the time. We was never without a motorcycle or a four-wheeler from the time we was 3 years old to the day we got married, you know. Being in school, I couldn't wait to get out of school every day to go riding. Me and my brother, we sat in classroom, hated school, but every day we was just trying to get out of there and go riding. Being raised that way is really what put us where we are today. You know, it's just riding, and it's what we enjoyed doing, and we just got up every day to ride, and then we made a job out of it. It's, you know, we get up every day now, and it's not like I get up and go to work every day. I get up and go do something I want to do every day. It's not a job to me, and I love it. So the way Main Street Cycle actually got started, pre me being in the motorcycle business, I was a heavy equipment operator, and I was having to travel all over the United States running equipment. And when my kids got old enough they had to go to school, I said, look, I can't do this with my kids, and I want to be home with them. I don't want this life. And just fell back on what I knew. You know, knew the power sports industry, and it was just an open door for me. The first half of our business venture, all we done was we just worked on things. We was just a motorcycle ATV repair shop and race shop. We repaired them during the week. We went and raced them on the weekends. And as time progressed, CFMOTO come into picture, and we started selling units, and we never did realize or even have a clue that it was going to become what it is today. Now we are the largest CFMOTO dealer, not only in the United States, but actually in the world, in a little town of Tashomingo, population 350 people.
As the business grew and CFMOTO sales increased, Main Street Cycle grabbed the attention of another personality who would end up being pivotal in the next phase of the business.
What y'all think? A little crazy, ain't it? So back in 2019, I wanted to purchase an ATV, and at the time I was on a very low budget. Was looking at the CFMOTOs, and I had a couple at my church, a father and son that had a CFORCE 400 and a CFORCE 500. I checked them out. I was very impressed, and I knew that the price was very reasonable. My buddies, they had bought it from Main Street Cycle. It was about an hour and 15-minute drive, so I went and checked them out. And man, I'm happy I did, because I bought a CFORCE 500 from there, started a YouTube channel, Real Talk Power Sports. I'm just going to do videos of these CFMOTOs and see how it goes. Just do it for fun, you know. I didn't know the team at Main Street Cycle at the time, and at the time they weren't selling parts online or anything. And I kept on doing videos talking about where I got my ATV at, and hey, this thing's great. If you're in the area, go check out Main Street Cycle. And over time, people started communicating with Main Street Cycle and calling, saying, hey, I saw Blake's videos on Real Talk Power Sports YouTube channel, and I want to build out my CFMOTO like his. He talked about y'all's shop. And then Mr. Stephen Crane said, hey man, I appreciate you doing these videos. We want to support you. We want to support you doing that, you know. They started supporting me, sending me, you know, tires and wheels, or wheel spacers, oil change kit, and just little simple things at the time. And man, it just grew and escalated, and I started coming up there and filming a little bit at Main Street Cycle, and just one thing led to another, and we all became like family, like we are today. At that time, I just knew, I said, man, you could be really doing some good business if you would take this same family atmosphere and somehow figure out how to put it into a customer service base that is online. If you could sell parts online, distribute parts that you do here in store, do that online, come up with a website, and I think it would be great. And for a while, you know, Steve was kind of hesitant about that, and he just really wanted to keep focusing on what they knew best and what they did best, and that was take care of their customers that swung a door. You know, they came in and that's who they wanted to take care of face to face. But over time, after I talked a lot and kept bringing it up, I finally pushed them and nudged them over the edge.
It started out so small to where we are here today, and it's just, it's grown into something that I would have never imagined. We sell on the average 130 items a day online.
One thing that I feel like I did have a play in was with my videos, I'm reaching more people on Real Talk Power Sports than just in that 50-mile radius of Main Street Cycle. And I wanted customers that were watching me from the East Coast, the West Coast, you know, the North area, to be able to have that same experience somehow. And I know they couldn't drive that far. So with them being able to interact with Main Street Cycle through teammscparts.com, through the e-commerce side was huge to me, and I felt the potential there, and so thankful the Lord opened that door and they pushed through, and here we are with teammscparts.com.
Today, teammsc.com is known as the place to go for aftermarket parts for your CFMOTO vehicles worldwide.
So as Main Street Cycle was growing and selling CFMOTO units, ATVs, the side-by-sides, UFORCE, CFORCE, and ZFORCE, one of the big voids that we had, and the feedback we were getting from customers was, hey, do you have a bumper? Do you have a lift kit options? What can I do to customize my unit? And at the time, there just wasn't much to offer. We're talking 6 years ago or 5 years ago. So Main Street Cycle wanted to come up with a solution to provide customers so that they could customize their units just like a Can-Am customer would, or a Polaris customer, Honda, and so on. That's kind of when Team MSC was evolved. Hey, we need parts, we need accessories to offer our customers. And so when we started talking about that e-commerce side and being able to sell products, like, hey, we're going to have teammscparts.com, and not only we're going to be able to take care of our customers in-house at Main Street Cycle, but we're going to be able to sell these products to customers all over the place and make accessories available to customers around the nation and hopefully around the globe. Then the problem was, okay, we got a good idea, but now we need products. So we started digging and finding out who could we push on, who could we nudge that's well known in the industry, that's making good quality products, to make those products for CFMOTO machines. And so we did. We got to digging, and man, we have teamed up with some awesome companies that make great products for Polaris and Can-Am and other manufacturers. And we nudged on them to provide us some of those same quality accessories for our CFMOTO customers. Also, we were like, hey, what can we do in-house as well? Not only teamed up in distributing great products, but what can we provide? What's some of the most commonly asked things? And that's when we went out to find the perfect light bars, sleek, low profile, to fit on a CFORCE bumper, on a ZFORCE, on a UFORCE. Man, it just grew from there, not stopping and being complacent. When a new model launched, we didn't want to wait around for other companies to develop them. Let's push and let's make them available now. Great relationships with great companies, and all these products can be accessed through teammscparts.com for our customers around the globe and right there in-house at Main Street Cycle.
It didn't take long for teammscparts.com to become the world's leading parts authority for all CFMOTO vehicles. But the vision for Team MSC Parts was for it to offer the same knowledge, service, and support it was supplying CFMOTO owners to owners of other brands also.
As we began to grow in the CFMOTO realm of things, we also had customers that may have owned a Polaris RZR, but they bought a CFMOTO CFORCE, and they saw our passion and they saw the experience that they got with getting aftermarket accessories for their CFORCE, and they asked, hey, do you have anything for my Razor? I have a CFMOTO ATV, but what about my Polaris side-by-side? So, you know, so many different stories start happening like that with people that own multiple line of OEM units. And so we're like, you know what, can we do this? Can we push that same drive? Can we push other companies that we're working with to develop certain things for our Polaris customers, our Can-Am customers, Honda, across the board? We want the same experience that our CFMOTO customers are having. We want to broaden out and reach everybody. We want to be that one-stop shop. That's big goals, right? But we wanted to strive to hit that. So we started doing that. We started working with our relationship with Super ATV is so awesome. Great company that offers something for everybody. And we've been a Super ATV dealer, but we're like, hey, we're going to push their products. We're going to push this multi-line stuff. And so that's what we did. We do that in-house at Main Street Cycle, but also through all of our how-to install videos on Real Talk Power Sports YouTube channel, through our social media on Facebook, through Main Street Cycle and everything, just showing customers, hey, here's products for your machine. And it's not just a CFMOTO, but we have this stuff for your Can-Am Defender, your Honda Talon, your Polaris Sportsman.
As we import some parts, we got our own light bars. So we got a line of light bars. We also import some of our own radio systems. We have the Team MSC clutching. Probably been the most successful thing that we've ever done. We build our own ECU tunes in-house. And of course, my brother does that at Fast Tunes.
Going forward, our goal is to continue to expand. You want it for your machine, we want to be able to provide it for you.
If there's one thing that impressed me most about the crew at TeamMSCParts.com, Steve in particular, it's the level of humility they all have about the incredible success they've worked so hard to achieve. But it's more than just humility. Steve and Blake and many of the crew at Team MSC believe that it's only by trusting God and faithfully following Him that any of this has been possible.
I got a 10th grade education. That's where I made it in high school. I'm not this smart guy. I'm just a plain Jane guy that cannot do this without God. It was God that brought somebody like Blake into my life that helped me make this push. It was God that set everything up for Main Street Cycle. If it wasn't for God leading, directing, guiding, helping, like it's Him. I get chill bumps even talking about it right now. God, without Him, we could not do this. It's the impossible. Tishomingo, Mississippi, population 350 people, and we're the largest CFMOTO dealer in the world. No other explanation.
Make sure to subscribe and comment below for real interaction with the Dirt Trax crew.